The Sleeping Beauty. Once there lived a king and queen who had no children. For many years they prayed for a child. Finally, one day their wish was granted and the queen gave birth to a baby girl. The happy couple held a grand feast to celebrate the birth of their beautiful daughter. The king invited all the fairies who lived in his kingdom, but the king forgot to invite an evil fairy. All the fairies blessed the baby and gave her beautiful gifts. Suddenly, there was a flash of lightning, and the evil fairy appeared. She was angry, and the king had not invited her. In a loud voice, she cursed, "On her 15th birthday, the princess will prick her finger on a spindle and die." The evil fairy disappeared, and the king and queen turned pale with grief. Seeing their sorrow, a kind fairy came up to them and said, "The princess will not die, but fall into a deep sleep for 100 years." Time passed by, and the princess grew up into a kind and charming girl. On the eve of her 15th birthday, the princess was walking in the woods when she saw a tower. She went inside and saw an old woman spinning at a spinning wheel in a room. The princess went close and touched the spindle. She pricked her finger there, and then she fell into a deep sleep, and the old woman turned into an evil fairy. The king and the queen became very sad to see that the evil fairy curse had come true. The queen cried in grief. "When she wakes up after 100 years, we will be all gone. When will our what will our princess do then?" The kind fairy again appeared and said, "After 100 years, a prince's kiss will wake her up." And the kind fairy then put the king, queen, and the whole kingdom to sleep. The princess came to be known as Sleeping Beauty. And 100 years passed. One day, a handsome prince arrived in that kingdom. He heard many stories about Sleeping Beauty. And was anxious to find out if the stories were true. He saw an old castle hidden behind the trees. When the prince reached near the castle, the evil fairy transformed into a dragon and tried to kill him. But the brave prince fought with her and killed her. Soon the prince reached the castle and saw that everyone fast asleep. It was very quiet. The prince searched for the princess and reached the tower where the princess was sleeping. "So she is so beautiful," he whispered and gently kissed her. The princess yawned gently and opened her eyes. As soon the princess awoke, the 100-year spell was broken. Everyone in the castle and the kingdom woke up. The prince and the princess got married and lived happily ever after.